Hi, welcome to the market alert for Thursday, the 13th of June 2024. So, pensive Powell and hawkish dots spoil markets after the soft CPI party. Even Powell couldn't keep the soft CPI dream alive, so goodness knows what he said yesterday. Consumer prices hold at record highs, up 20% since Biden election, but core CPI fell to its lowest level since April of 21. Powell admits the Biden admin is overstating jobs. Well, I don't think all you need is a functioning brain, isn't it, to see that they're doing that after last Friday. So in today's economic news to look forward to, we've got the core PPI, the PPI unemployment claims out at 1:30. They're the weekly jobless claims. Yellen speaking at 5, not seen her for a long time, so she's making a guest appearance. And at 6:01 we've got the 30-year bond auction. So let's have a look at yesterday's market action and the response to these softer than forecast numbers. Here are the numbers. I'll just rewind to yesterday. All in red, so that's positive, which seems slightly odd, I know. But in the sense that the red is because they are lower than the forecasted numbers. And that's a positive in that sense, obviously, where it's with it being the CPI. So let's have a look at those markets from yesterday and the reaction to this. So in the Dow, the market obviously moving higher initially on the CPI numbers, but then Powell came in, ruined the party and said that rates aren't coming down. And you can see that there. It's even more in the 30-minute chart. So very, very quiet market. It gapped, off we went. And then it was downhill from there as soon as Powell started to speak. I think the Dow had already preempted it by the looks of things. And prices then sideways to lower, as can be seen there as we go towards 8:30, taking into account everything Powell said. Overnight the market is sideways. It's above yesterday's low at the moment. No doubt it'll turn around and start moving back to the upside on the basis they'll come out with some dovish news today, or Yellen will. And that will change the landscape once more. In the German DAX, also moving higher, holding though, unlike the Dow. Overnight a bit of weakness for this market, but certainly stronger than the Dow there. You can see the market already moving up before the news, then moving up and staying up. Bit of a gap up when we went onto the overnight market, but otherwise holding at the psychological level there of 18,600, which is the red line. So the market stuck in a 50-point range. If we do move lower, we've got the 50 EMA and the DP to try and catch the market if it does fall. And if we manage to move to the upside, we head towards the close of the high of yesterday as well. So in the S&P 500, another new all-time high for yesterday, 5447, despite the geopolitical situation around the globe and edging ever closer towards World War III. The the S&P 500 continues to move higher. This is the reaction yesterday, unlike the Dow that sold off. The S&P held its own, market down towards the close of yesterday. We've got the DP and again the 50 EMA below this as support, and above this we've got the high, and it would be a new all-time high again if the market breaks it. In the FT100, market up, but an inside bar on a very good news at 1:30 yesterday. So not really reacting very much at all. There's the reaction to the US CPI numbers, the market up already, but then sideways thereafter. Bit of a gap up on the overnight, down to the support that it saw yesterday once the market had broken through. This support level is 8,200. So again, see if the market can hold at this level. It is actually below all of the averages at the moment as well. So a bit of weakness there for this market. And in the US dollar, obviously down, but then coming back and then back up on the overnight as well. So had a major impact on the silver market in particular. So let's have a look at the metals. So yesterday, good news for silver. The market moved up, but overnight they've been in and smashed it. So let's look at this in a bit more detail. As the 30-minute shows, the good reaction to the CPI numbers. You would expect that because if the CPI drops, you'd expect rates to drop, etc., the dollar to drop, and the metals to go up, and they did. And but then they soon got sold into. But overnight, I mean, just look at this. just to slam the price down to the 29 level. It's gone below. We now have a new low of recent since we had the big move up, 28.82 there. And to be honest with you, when I look at this, I don't see it holding at all. It's just sitting on the 50 EMA at the moment. But for my money, as I've said before, we could certainly see this market go down to 28.50, no problem. And then this green line, and then even all the way back to where we started, to be honest with you, in this recent move to 26. There's no chance of this really being allowed to move up until interest rates are any sign of them being caught and the tone changes as far as the Fed's concerned. But they need to suppress the price of silver and continue to do this. So don't be surprised if it has a bad down day today. Gold the same as well, started to move up nicely, but then was also slammed, which you can see that's already sitting at yesterday's low, or the overnight low that's been made there. So yeah, yesterday's low, and then it's put in a new low overnight as well. So again, 2,200 I would have thought is probably somewhere where they're trying to get this back down to. And it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Bit of support there in the weekly chart for gold after its recent move. Consolidating nicely though, so if it can hold these levels, who knows. But there's a funny feeling about this trying to get the metals back to the downside. Quick look at the gold-silver ratio. And surprise, surprise, silver's being forced back to the upside again, selling off faster than gold, which we would always expect. So again, watch the ratio continue to move up, unless Yellen comes out with something later. Who knows? Maybe good cop, bad cop with Yellen and Powell. He's saying there's no chance, and then she may come out and say there is. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Right, quick look at yesterday's trades. And in the early part of the session, the market moving up with those GDP numbers, which were flat for the UK. And then we get into the session, which was a horrible session because obviously it's sideways, waiting for those CPI and FOMC meeting minutes. So the market putting in a buy signal, which did move up a bit there, trading up to towards the BRN there, giving a few points, about 20 points by the time it stopped out or less. In my case, because I was too late not paying attention, 12 points, but we did have 24 points on that sort of move. And then we just got into a sideways move once more. Then we had a loser. Then we went to the downside with the short, but look how narrow the bars are. Again, few points back to cover the other loss, but price is then waiting for the CPI numbers. So then we get the release of the CPI numbers. The market shoots up because they were a lot softer. That makes sense because if rates go down, more money goes into the stock market, and the market just sideways to higher. So the afternoon session, the market opened, prices traded up, as can be seen there. Then we had a potential short, which was taken out. And if you look down the bottom here, I kept the original long position just in case that happened and the market was going to break to the upside, with the CPI numbers being as soft as they were. Thought we were going to break through here, but we didn't, so ended up having the small loss on the short, and then taken out on the long there as well. I wouldn't normally do that. It was only because of the release of the CPI numbers. Normally I trade everyone individually, but given they were soft, I thought there might have been a decent rally and break through this resistance, which never occurred. But not to worry, it's still a profit at the end of the day. Right, let's have a look at what the market's doing overnight, and it's usually the day after when the market decides what it's going to do. And we can see here there's some weakness around at the moment as prices are moving lower. I don't know what's going to move it to the upside, to be honest with you, but never say never. At the moment, watch the DP, and if we go below this, let's see what we've got. S1 and the low, and of course all of the psychological levels in between there. So that's the downside. The upside's not too far away, but you have got to take out the 200 MA in the 2 minute, the close and the high there as well. Right, that's it for this one. Let's see what happens during today. and certainly it'll be interesting to see what Yellen's got to say this evening as well. So with that, have a great day, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.